Hello and welcome back to On The Go. It's been a while. We've given updates on post-match reactions, but a big win today and it sets Arsenal up for the semi-final. We don't know the team we're going to be facing yet as of the time of the recording, but I and Basit were going to be analyzing the game and the performance of the team and some individual players. Basit, what do you think about the game? Where was the game won and lost? And won and lost for Arsenal and lost for Crystal Palace.
I think the match was a tough one. The starting lineup got me worried in relation to what lineup I saw on the kind of lineup I saw on Crystal Palace game team. I think bar the right back, I think they started with majority of their starting lineup of Premier League. So it was surprising to see what Ateta did. But I felt like maybe if the game had ended as a draw, we had a more strong hold on the for the penalties. Do you understand? So, but
Yeah.
we are lucky that we didn't get to that point. But first of all, the goal we consider, I think, is lack of experience from Kivio. He shouldn't have allowed that ball to bounce, and I
Yeah.
think that was the only threat they had, and that was Mateta's threat. It was worrying in the first half, and
Yeah.
also I think we played quite well in the first half. The only issue I had is I need to I listed it down. Is Waneri. Waneri is hiding. He was hiding in the game. I don't know. It's when there's space in front that it comes out. I'm like, okay, I want to take on. I want to show. But like when the match is difficult and all, he's not doing it. Do you understand? So, and it's really worrying to see. It's really worrying to see for what Waneri is showing. I feel Liz Kelly looks
Can
more
you
ready.
sorry, can you reduce the volume behind over there for you?
Well, so
Okay,
it's
so you're saying.
so I said it's quite worrying to see Waneri how he hides from the play. If the game is not open, it's not really showing, and I don't know why. And I feel Miles Lewis Kelly is way ready with the way he plays so far.
I
So
mean
that's the
like
point.
like you said, Crystal Palace started with the same information they used or the starting lineup they used in the win away to Brighton during the Monday Night Football. And I mean, for me, the starting lineup for Arsenal, I think, was decent, even though I didn't expect so much changes. The changes can, for me, I think, worked well. Um, like you said, the previous chance, he should have attacked the ball. He literally was just put his head there and was expecting the ball to bounce off his head, but he should have
Yeah,
attacked the ball and
that's
head the
why I
ball
said
away
it's quite
rather
much.
than just snucking his head into the head and the challenge. And as well, I think Timber as well should have recovered well
Yeah,
because he noticed the ball was coming long. And if you've watched Crystal Palace in recent weeks,
yeah,
they've been playing long ball. So literally, they sit back, sit tight. You have Lemma in the middle of the in the midfield with huge.
it's
Then they have Eze
Sa
as well as
and
Sa
Sa.
on the side, right? And literally they put Mateta up while Arsenal players are up in the attacking third.
Yeah,
The midfielders, the strikers, and the wing back. Literally, we had Timber here, we had Mateta here, and we had Kivio here. He noticed the ball went all the way to Kivio, and it's
yeah.
dropped back to Kivio. Timber at that moment shouldn't be looking at Eze, who was already coming out because he wasn't
That's
coming
Sa.
to support literally. Sa was coming up in front as well as Eze. He should have dropped back just in case of any drop ball or any
Second ball.
uh, exactly any ball behind the Kivio. But he wasn't there to recover, and we had Mateta facing the goal and goalie as well, which was Raya. And
What
I
do you
think,
think about Raya's performance with positioning in that goal? Me as a
yeah,
goalkeeper, I think
I think the
he,
positioning was good. He was trying to secure the near post, but I think he went down so early because the
and the
shot
dive.
was
I feel the
slow.
dive is bad. The dive
No, I don't
again.
think it's bad, but I think it went too early because if it didn't go too early, the shot was so slow that he could save the ball. But
Yeah,
he committed
yeah,
too early to the other side. So
yeah,
I think that was the reason why the goal went in. But after then, you could see that Arsenal like changed the rhythm, and we kind of put a lot of pressure on the defense and the Crystal Palace team, and
yeah,
we had joy. And I think another positioning I noticed in the game was when we attacked, especially when the game opened up a bit. Neri was one of the bright lights in the beginning because he was the one that spread the pass from over here
yeah.
and
That
spread
created
it all
our
the way
first chance.
to Tenny, right?
Yeah,
And Tenny came across
cross,
and
and I
delivered
think
the crossing,
yeah,
right? So for me,
yes,
like I said, the positioning was more of Gabriel Jesus drifting all the way to the side, Trossard
yeah,
tucking in,
yeah,
um, Merino playing more as a left back, as well as Tenny supporting as the a left wing back, and we saw Sterling tucking in into the playmaker role, and we saw a lot of Waneri on the
on
side
the
of the
right hand
play.
side. Just like the way we
Then
see other guys with
we saw
Saka.
more of Jorginho in the midfield, and we
Yeah,
saw Timber coming into the midfield rather than usually we see Party or Tenny coming into the midfield, the left back or
yeah,
the right back coming into the
yeah.
midfield. But we saw more of Tenny coming into the midfield and Party and Kivior more building up the play.
Yeah.
This was more of like the average setup of Arsenal while we are attacking,
Yes.
literally, in the first
Regard,
half.
regarding that, I feel the setup was good, and I think Ateta needs to look at that game very well. He needs to look at that game and try and think about what we need to do more in the Premier League, because I think the way we set up, there was more balance in both the right hand side and the left hand side of our attack. We are not
Yeah,
focusing on one side of the attack in the first half, even in the second half. You
yeah.
understand?
It was a good
Because there
start.
was balance, and I think Ateta needs to think really well about what he needs to do with Tenny, because I feel with this performance in this game, in like he has not played for almost 4 months now, and to have that kind of performance against a Premier League side in Crystal Palace, I think he deserves a start, and I think Sterling too deserves a start in that position, because even Trossard today was poor. Be it he played some interesting passes, he was poor. Sterling was brighter than him, way brighter than him. And I think Tenny, if he plays in our left back this season for next couple of games, I think Martinelli will shine with the kind of position he takes. Tenny takes, he's going to create chances, and that's what you see with um, Trossard. Trossard had chances like a, 2 seasons ago when Martinelli scored 15 goals in the Premier League. What made him score goals were because he was arriving at the in the middle part of the box 18. You understand? And that's
Yeah,
thanks to what Tenny does. And I think Trossard had chances in that position this match too. And he took one off the bar, way off the bar. And I think if we have 10 in the team, Ateta needs to just know how he's going to shuffle the team in regarding to the kind of team we are facing.
yeah.
So that's
That's a
why I
fair
feel.
point. For like I said, for on the tactical side of things, I think Trossard worked well in the first half. He had the hold of the young academic player from Crystal Palace and literally gave him a yellow card that saw him hooked off in the beginning of the second half on the half time. But in the second half, we saw a different Arsenal where We had Tenny still in the back line. We had Partey come off for Saliba, and we had Saliba going to the centre back with Kivio.
Position.
Then we
Yeah.
have Timber and Tenny on
Tenny.
the wing, which gave us a natural fluidity in the wing
Yeah.
side of the defense. Then we saw Jorginho maintain his position. Merino as well. Then
Yeah.
definitely Trossard came in,
But
Odegaard came in for Inter, which was more of a reasonable change considering Waneri was not having a bad game, but he needed more intensity, and we know that when Odegaard plays, there's a little bit more flow in the team,
yeah,
and
very. But
it
I
made
think sorry for cutting you short. I think that decision was key with what Arsenal is going through this season and the pressure that is on Arteta. I think it wasn't about whether Waneri was doing well or not. To me, I don't think Waneri showed enough in the first half. So, and regarding to what we want, we need to win a trophy this season, and it's not looking like Premier League is a certain for us. So we need to go for the trophies that are available, and knowing that there's a high possibility Crystal Palace sits back in the second half. So it's right to just bring one Odegaard in, and I think scoring that early in the first half set the tone for the match. If not, we'll have been having a similar situation that we had against Everton, and we are rushing our passes and losing balls unnecessarily. So you can
yeah,
go ahead with the
definitely,
tactical part of it.
definitely Odegaard, like you said, changed the rhythm of the game, and Saliba definitely gave us the opportunity. Saliba gave us the opportunity to like defend higher because we trusted the space, and it gave us more fluidity on the wing. We saw Timber pushing up more, and we saw Tenny pushing up more. Then Tenny looked more dangerous when Odegaard came in because there was more chance for Trossard to come into the middle of the pitch while Tenny played as the left winger.
Mm,
Then Sterling was on the wing on the right wing, still creating his chances and beating the player one on one. Then Timber was around this area. Other girls was here, free row dictating the play, and we saw more of Marino sit back with um Jorginho, and there was a chance that was created for Sterling where a lot of the players were sitting back. We had Edin Ketia coming and was still sitting on Kivia and Timber, and the ball came in from Odegaard, went to
yeah,
Marino. Marino switched it all the way to
and that was a
Tenny,
bit
and
cross.
Tenny delivered an amazing cross over this direction,
Yes.
and
Do you think he could have done better,
We had
Sterling?
Sterling on the position was on the right position to deliver us a equalizer ball. His first chance was a poor one because the ball was coming. I think the
Yeah,
best way to finish in that situation was to take the ball back, like kick, hit the ball back to the direction it was coming on towards goal,
yeah,
right? Rather than hitting it on the near post, because that's where
yeah. I understand,
it's
but I think
obvious
he's
Anderson was coming towards, right? So
yeah,
this is the ball.
yeah. But I just
You
wanted
kick,
to ask.
he
The,
kicked the ball in this near post, but I think from Anderson coming from this direction, obviously was
yes,
going to come towards this direction.
yeah,
Then you cannot shoot the ball across this way.
yeah.
So
That
I think it was a bad miss. Then the second one was even worse, which hit the cross. But I think if it took if it was more patient, I think he scores us that good. But after then, we had a couple of chances from Trossard as well that um Anderson parried away as well, and it gave us more energy and more ginger. Let me put it that way to
yeah,
like to create more chances, and bringing in Odegaard gave more opportunity to see Trossard, Gabriel Jesus more in the central area rather than in the first half where he was drifting around this area. So there was more opportunity for him to come in the middle, and you saw it from the first goal. A beautiful pass from Odegaard in this
Yeah.
direction.
Even
He,
like
he
I
had
saw it.
a good he had a good first touch and a good finish. Clipped the
Yeah.
ball over the Russian goalkeeper, which is the best finisher, one of the best finishes of an attacker. When you see the player of Russia,
Yeah.
a normal goal scorer would a norm or a not a world class goal finisher would just kick the ball through and
Yeah.
sometimes
And
goes into the um into the legs of the goalkeeper or in between the legs of the goalkeeper and score sometimes you see the keeper use a good keeper sometimes will save it with the legs, like the legs of the
yeah.
gear, but a good finish clipped it. Same thing to the second goal. You saw Saka made a
But,
beautiful one
regarding the
on
first
one.
goal, I need to
Yeah,
make a point there.
yeah,
Regarding that first goal, I think we need to Ateta needs to look into that goal and probably highlight it for the team to know and see what we need to do more. We are too focused on using our right hand side, that's Saka's side, to
yeah.
attack way too much. In this match, I think when Odegaard came in, he focused so much more on using the center area to create, like to give penetrating passes rather than using the right hand side of Saka. Even when Saka came in, we still focused on using the central area, and that's what created the second goal also. So I think
But
is a good. Ateta
it's a
needs to
good
work
point
on
as
that.
well. But like you have to, that point relates to more of the vocal point that you have in a certain game, right? So in a game where you have Gabriel Jesus, if
Yes.
a team is sitting back, you would see more of Gabriel Jesus making runs on the side, on the left side, on the right side, in the middle, right?
Yes.
But in a situation where you see you have an Avet, which is a who is a is a midfielder, an attacking midfielder by trade.
Yeah.
You see him most of the time. If you looked at the Everton game, a lot of times where he could have stretched the Everton defense, he
Yes.
preferred to come shots, have a
Sure to get the
1-2.
ball.
Then you had to have Saka make the run, or you have Timber making the run.
Yeah. I
So
understand.
a situation where you have it, you don't expect too much runs behind. So that's why you see more of Saka having the chances, Trossard or Martinelli having most of the chances in in our attacking plays when we play with Avet. But when we played with Gabriel Jesus, you saw more of Gabriel Jesus making penetrating runs in between the defenders, in front of the defenders, and behind the defenders, and that's literally what gave us the three goals that we scored. Let's move it back. Let's move it forward to the second goal. Like I said, Saka doing his magic, made the run into the midfield, central of the midfield, and you saw Gabriel Jesus making the run this way, and the pass was
Okay.
given to
This
him, slotted the ball.
Scottish keeper.
And again, like I said, if you have Havertz in that position, you probably see Havertz making runs this way to just get a cross delivered to him for him to head it, right? That is what you see more of Havertz trying to head the ball more. But for Gabriel Jesus, he made the run, shot, and he delivered the goal. Then, like I said, to the last goal as well, you saw more of, like I said, I was saying that the second goal when
Yeah.
Havertz scored, Gabriel Jesus scored the second goal. You saw him
Yeah.
made a run this way, then delivered a shot across
Quite
the
similar
goal.
to the first.
Exactly. But in a situation where you have Havertz and you see Saka making a run inside, the likely move you see more, and the more often moves you see from more of Havertz is pile to the back of the defenders and expect a cheap cross for him to hit the ball.
Yeah.
That's what you see more from Havertz. But because
Yes.
of the difference in the mobility of the strikers. You see more of
Carves really goes through the front of the strikers.
exactly. So you see more, and again because of his foot, his weaker foot is on his right. So that's
Yeah,
another reason why you could see him make more of runs on the
yeah. Okay.
back of the twin head. So he made the run this way. Then let's move it to the third goal where we had a lot of pressure from Crystal Palace trying to get a go back to frighten Arsenal a bit.
Yeah,
So a lot of our players stuck in the middle. Then the ball was around this area where we had a couple of players fighting for the ball this way. So it was a little bit congested in the middle
yeah,
where the play was going on. A situation where we saw Odegaard win the ball,
yes,
and yet again, like I said, a situation like this, was the average positioning of the players in that situation. I might not get the picture exactly right, but immediately got the pass. Odegaard got the pass, and we were well, in the half line basically. He saw
yeah.
the run of Gabriel Jesus, and he delivered the pass across, and Gabriel Jesus went. And basically, does what he
Yeah,
does best.
I think the pass he made was behind that number four, not in front.
Okay, yeah, like I said, he made the run this way. He made the pass
Yes,
this way. Gabriel
yeah,
Jesus went to meet up with the ball,
yes, exactly.
and he delivered the composure and the great finish to seal his
Yeah,
hat trick.
and I'm
I
really
think
happy
is
for him because
yeah,
he
it's
needs
what he
those
has
goals.
needed. Yes,
And
he's
I
had a
think
lot
with
of
the kind of setup Crystal Palace have, I think it's
yeah.
quite right. And it starts in the away game on
No,
Saturday.
I think so. I think on a coaching perspective, on a as a grassroots coach,
Yeah,
and I'm developing my philosophies and the way to play the game. I
yeah,
think it is really important for us to be unpredictable, and that's what Ateta kind of did in this game. Going into the away game, it's difficult for them to understand whether we go again with Gabriel Jesus, whether we go with Riskelly on the left side, or maybe Kirantieni, or even Calaferi if he's fit enough for the game. So
yeah,
it kind of created a lot of unpredictability, like the fact that we're unpredictable going into the game, and
yeah.
it gives us more chances to play in a different way. But in a situation whereby in the first half, you see on the halftime where you see a lot of Arsenal fans in the social media clamoring for a first team selection for the for the game, considering Man City and Chelsea were knocked out
Yes,
already, is silly. Considering we're playing Crystal Palace next again in the weekend,
yeah,
so
again,
I think it was a perfect starting lineup. We did well in the. I mean, just two players from the starting usual starting lineup came in and changed the game,
yeah.
and it says a lot about the um,
The squad,
depth that we have in the squad. And like I said, Sterling was magnificent. His
yeah, it was.
1v1s were really good. He took on players a lot more in the
And
game.
I
Even
think
though,
he deserves
even
a
though
chance in that position where Martinelli is. But let's see
even though
what he
when I
does.
saw him in that position, I was like, Trossard is a more natural left footer. He's better on his left foot, so why not
Yeah,
put Sterling on the left side and you put Trossard on the right side? But I think it worked, and that's
yeah,
why you saw Sterling come back in the second half and
yeah,
wasn't subbed off basically. And
yeah,
another thing I noticed, I need to analyze this. In this, a lot of teams that saw the way we defend we attack our corners. So you saw a lot of the players
yeah.
line
I
up,
saw that against
and
Monaco.
yeah, a lot of
Noticed that.
players, a lot of teams have seen us the way we line up in our game against a lot of teams have seen us the way we attack corners, and they
Yeah,
watched the way Monaco defended our corners in the game.
yeah,
So what they did in the game today,
But
Crystal
first
Palace.
of all, before you tactically analyze that, what do you think about it? Because the first goal, the first chance we created in the game was from
Yeah.
that kind of corner. They kept three players in. You can set up your line and
Okay.
the angles as I'm saying this because
Okay.
I feel it is both ways. If, for example, we had scored from that corner, people will start having doubts regarding setting up that way because it almost led to a straight corner goal
Yeah.
from Trossard. So I think people will have to be careful with that because whatever what will make it look good is when maybe there's a counter attack that comes from it from the
Yeah.
opposition team. But in most cases, with the quality of deliveries that we have from our players in this corner kick, I think it is risky to do that
Yeah.
because
Like
they
I
have
said.
lesser players to to compete for those balls if it's accurate.
So
So it's what it is.
yeah, you had a good point there. Like I said, for the game, Tottenham, sorry, Monaco in the Champions League game. That was the first time we saw a team defend the corner that way, putting
Yeah,
three players up, so that we could have less players. So it was more of a shocking revelation for uh, Nicolas
Nico.
Jova and Ateta.
Yes,
So they didn't know how well they could have dealt with the situation. That's why you saw four players in the midfield in the on the corners. Then you had five players in the midfield, and in the half one and three players on the half of the Arsenal half. Then you had two players in the midfield just in case there was a
for
uh,
second balls.
drop there was a drop from there was a counter attack from Monaco at that situation. But against Crystal Palace, the difference was Nicola Jova and Ateta had opportunities to understand and analyze the free kick, the corner kick more. And what he did was, rather than having three players in the half of Arsenal and two players in the midfield, he had
Yeah,
most and two players on the edge of the box rather than in the midfield, just in case of counter attack.
which he did against Monaco.
No, in the Monaco he did, but more of they were more at the back, just
Yeah,
worrying
that's why
about
they were deeper. They were deeper.
deeper and considering the scoreline as well was still
Yes.
tight. We were still 1-0 up at that point
Yeah.
when we were having most of our corners. So we wanted to be more careful. And Champions League, um, you don't want to
Standards.
give too much
Yeah.
chances away. So the difference was in this game, we had the two players in the midfield over here come to the edge of the box.
Yeah.
So, like usual, the attackers of the corners they communicate with each other, and then you see runs in between the defenders of
Yeah, the zonal
the
markings.
the zonal marking. One always peeling back, and sometimes you see a long ball back post, and sometimes
Yeah.
near post, and sometimes
Just like the
on the
Merino
goalie.
one.
Yeah, and near post just like the one that Timber flicked a bit. Then the back
Yeah.
post one like Marino, or you deliver on the goalie where you see a lot of the players and the defenders crowding the goalkeeper. But when the corners were defended well, the second balls always came to these players.
Yeah.
So it meant Arsenal could immediately attack again rather than
Yes.
dropping back to face a counter attack. We could win the ball back, but against Monaco, we had most of the midfielders come in the midfield on the. So once the ball was cleared, instead of them committing into the midfield to the ball, they had to stay. Then we had more of our
And
attackers on the
to
corners
maintain the shape.
dropping back
Yeah.
to try and maintain shape. But we took more risk in this game, and we saw more of fluidity in the way we won our
Second balls.
second balls after
On the corner kick.
set pieces. So I think that was
Yeah.
a really good analysis and tactical change that I saw in the
Yeah, and
corner
the
kicks
most
in this
important
game.
one that I noticed is just the other guys on. And you said it is all related to the kind of attack we have, the type of striker we are using. So it's quite nice to see. But hopefully we have a, a resounding win and a better performance, because I think defensively, I think it's because we still didn't start with our normal back four. I think when we have our players back, we should be able to, because I think we need to improve better in the defensive third, because I
Yeah,
think
and as well as the
this
left side of the attack as well
yeah.
needs to
I
improve.
think,
But
as I said, Ateta did well with the balance in this match, and I think he needs to
yeah,
get it right. And to get it right in the Premier League starting lineup, it's all related to which striker is going to be using and which fullback and
yeah, I
the
think
team we're
like
going to be facing.
from what
Because
I saw
Stenny
today,
deserves, with the performance
from what I
he
saw
had
today,
today, he deserves
yeah,
to start a
and from
chance
what
in
I
the
saw
Premier
today
League.
as well, I think Trossard works better with the likes of Calafiori, Timber on the
Exactly.
left side, while
Yes.
Tenny obviously from
Yeah.
previous seasons is obvious that he works. He's going to work well with um
Martinelli.
Quarantini on the left side.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we're into the semi-final. Hopefully, um, on Sunday we get a much needed win against Crystal Palace again,
Yeah. Hopefully.
and we can build on that for the rest
Yep.
of the festive period.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Thanks for thanks for joining yet again, and we'll come back and at the weekend and analyze tactically again what was right and what could go wrong in the game against Crystal Palace as Sarah's back. See you.